Once again, welcome everyone. Appreciate everyone joining us today. Like I said, my name is Somya Sadik. We're here for the press conference. I'd like to first invite, to make sure we do things right, invite our elder, George Kakaway, and our protocol advisor to please start us off with an opening prayer. George?
Oh, my God, Somya. As part of our process when this project, we've all used our customary practices and traditions to open up our meeting, asking the Creator to guide us through the process. So we've started that since the project started, our discussions. Oh, my God, the next minute I got so kind of no Anishinaabe Nation, I go, you get Wauzhushk Onigum Nation. Keenanjin Satamat. Mundage goye kayat kagwetiat ke onungagisha. Jin Satamat one negatishandami. We venigino GJs, Nishokan Mayat Sokanic. Kino and Janana attendamot, Eohisha with that, Ohisha Kindamat, Anishuanameakwe, oh, Miigwech.
Thank you, George. Miigwech. Okay, our agenda for today is we have some statements from the chiefs. I'll invite each of the chiefs to offer their statements. We also have a representative from the Ugishta's office, Grand Council in Treaty 3, who will also offer statements. We will then enter into a question period towards the end. We want to be respectful of the chief's time. When we get to the question period, I'll offer those in attendance a couple of pointers for how we're going to moderate that session. So with that, I'll first invite Chief Chris Skeed from Wauzhushk Onigum Nation to please offer his statements.
Wauzhushk Onigum Nation. My English name is Chris Skeed. I'm the chief of Wauzhushk Onigum. Today is a historic day for the Anishinaabe of Treaty 3 and for Indigenous peoples all over Turtle Island. We started talking about this project back in 2009. Back then, Ontario was not ready to accept our laws. But a year ago at the Roundhouse in Wauzhushk Onigum, Ontario signed a memorandum of understanding confirming its commitment to follow the Anishinaabe legal framework, the Great Earth Law, the Niisaachewan Anishinaabe. We are happy to announce that under the sacred law and guidance of the Niisaachewan Anishinaabe, the Niiwin Wendaanimok Partnership is prepared to give Ontario conditional consent to enter our territory under our guidance to undertake construction of Phase 1 of the TransCanada Highway 17 twinning project. This is given on the condition that Ontario honor the legally binding commitments it has made to the Niiwin Wendaanimok Partnership. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief. I'd now like to invite Chief Marilyn Sinclair from Washagamis Bay First Nation. Chief.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce myself. It's Ogamagijaguk Nameto Dam. I'm from Washagamis Bay. I'm the chief here. So my little spiel is going to be on the environmental process. So over the past 2 years, under the guidance of the Niisaachewan, we have completed a comprehensive process to understand the impacts of this project in our territory. We call this process the Harmonized Impact Assessment, a groundbreaking process that harmonizes the principles of our sacred law and scientific best practices. This approach continues to receive national attention, and we have been nominated for awards across Canada, which I'm very proud of. The Harmonized Impact Assessment encompasses over 900 pages of knowledge, offers jointly built mitigation measures, and recommendations for a holistic environmental process. In addition to implementing several mitigation measures as guided by our elders, Ontario has also agreed to being guided by ceremony. We will also be implementing an Anishinaabe Guardians program so our people can oversee the construction process and make sure things are being done properly and in accordance with our law. As part of this conditional consent, we have invited Ontario to participate in ceremony to receive this document. Jimmy Gwitch.
Miigwech, Chief. I'd now like to invite Chief Lorraine Kobenes from Niisaachewan Anishinaabe Nation. Chief.
Bonjour, everybody. Wauzhushk Onigum Nation, Piju Dutem, Niisaachewan Donji. Proud member of Treaty 3. Got to throw that in there every time. My English name is Lorraine Kobenes, and I'm Chief of Niisaachewan, otherwise known as Dolls. So I'm just going to speak a little bit about the economic opportunities, right? And that's a huge part of what we're here to discuss today. As the Anishinaabe and Treaty 3 are continuing to show that the Crown's duty to consult and accommodate can indeed be a win-win situation. Working together works for everybody, and I think we've managed to demonstrate a lot of that. We can get so much more done when we decide to come together and figure things out. The project presents an opportunity for us as Anishinaabe to rebuild our economies, just like everybody else is doing. If the benefits are localized, Phase 1 is projected to have a regional economic impact of $77 million through direct and indirect expenditures on goods and services, employment, and tax revenues. And the Anishinaabe will be a part of this impact through jobs, contracts, and most importantly, shared decision-making. The best part of this is we're just getting started. Very new, right? Our laws are being implemented, exercised for regional impacts, and we are showing the Crown, demonstrating, living, breathing our laws, our rights, jurisdiction over this project, and how things can get done cooperatively together. This is key. Miigwech.
Miigwech, thank you, Chief. I'd now like to invite Chief Vernon Vetsky, Chief of Shoal Lake 40. Chief.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vernon Vetsky. I'm the Chief of Shoal Lake number 40 First Nation. Today is truly a historic day. My piece is to talk about the relationship and partnership. Shoal Lake 40 Freedom Road clearly demonstrates our environment and management capacity. This and other regional projects have been a key to setting the stage for this project. Ontario has been trying for many years to twin the portion of the highway without success. So clearly something was done right in this process. Ontario's commitment to accept the Anishinaabe Law of Treaty 3 is historic. The Anishinaabe Law, Colonial Law, will go hand in hand to ensure the project moves ahead, and with that comes with a true relationship with Ontario. MTO has been thinking outside the box and taking steps to work in a collaborative way in which we have not seen before. We are confident this successful partnership, this blueprint, the shared decision-making will continue as we discuss and move forward on the phases ahead. We hope that this partnership will be an inspiration for Ontario to follow this model in Anishinaabe territory. Miigwech.
Miigwech. Thank you, Chief. I'd now like to invite Gary Allen, who will be offering a statement on behalf of Gitsta. Gary.
Thank you, Samia. Jean Gabo Nigo, Atikindo Dam, Nigigusimin Conning Nindoji. My name is Gary Allen. I'm the Senior Political Advisor and CEO for Treaty 3 Investment Group. I will read off a prepared statement from Okitchta Francis Kavanagh, who couldn't be here with us today. So the Anishinaabe Nation in Treaty 3 is committed to revitalizing and implementing its traditional and functional forms of government. Implementing Manitoaki and Nakagewin on projects such as this is a key part of this process. The Great Earth Law includes customary protocols that were gifted to the Anishinaabe at creation. It guides us in how we relate to the land and with one another. Manitoaki and Nakagewin has been utilized by the Niiwin Wendaanimok group to bring our nation and the governments together in a way that respects our nation and ensures that development is sustainable. It is critical that our nation and the Crown continue to build relationships. Ontario's recognition of Manitoaki and Nakagewin in this process demonstrates these new, more positive relationships. We are incredibly proud of these chiefs for their tireless work on this project. Their leadership on this project is a demonstration that when we work together as a nation, we can develop relationships with governments that respect our laws and traditions and build a better future for us all. Miigwech Bezendayek.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Gary. We'll now have a brief question period. Want to be respectful of the chief's time. At this point, I'll invite any of the members in attendance, if they have a question, to please raise their hand. We'll call upon you. At that point, you'll get a request to unmute yourself. Please do so, and then you can proceed to introduce yourself and ask your question. I'd like to request that you limit your inquiry to just one question at this time, please. I'll open up the floor. Do we have any questions from those in the audience? Okay, I'd like to invite Dylan Robertson. Dylan, we can't hear you yet. Sorry, folks, some technical difficulties. Dylan, if you're able to, please type your question. Okay, while Dylan's typing his question, we're happy to take one other question from any members of the audience. Great, thank you, Dylan. I see your question now. Chiefs, Dylan's question is, could you please summarize what happened before this agreement? What was the main difficulty? Chief Redsky, could I invite you to respond?
I think one of the reasons why that things are moving ahead is that the MTO piece finally recognized that in order to do any kind of work within our territory, that they had to recognize our Treaty 3 Anishinaabe law. I think that was the biggest piece.
Thank you, Chief. We have a follow-up question. Dylan is with the Free Press. Follow-up question is, do you have any reflections on what this means for Manitobans? Chief Kobenes, could I invite you to weigh in?
Just a few comments to that. I think we can't look at it we got to look at it from a holistic perspective in terms of providing a very safe highway for all of our people, right? We have a lot of cross-border connections where we have a lot of Manitobans coming over, visiting their cottages and whatever. We have a lot of, all of us that go cross-border, we do a lot of shopping and things like that. So there is the definite desire to make sure that the highway is safe for everybody to travel on, because I think we have all had not the greatest experiences on that highway at most times, but to make it a lot safer for everybody, and to make it, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's going to benefit from a better highway and all the economic benefits that are going to be achieved in through the first phase and going forward. So that's our overall goal, and everybody is going to benefit at the end of the day.
Thank you, Chief. I want to be respectful of your time, Chiefs. So thank you very much for making this time today. I'd like to now invite our elder to please offer some prayers as we go on with our days.
Oh, may God so many undicket. Anishwana is about Sinimiwan. You can't even ask you on. Okay. I take your top Temian. Wish to gain Anishinaabe. Go and you get Chitago saying. Okay, you got so kind of. Okay, when Jagan enemy goes saying, Ashwana 10 minutes. Agni Chansnani. Okay, what's Sinani? Okay, done Covetard in any Matizat. Oh, me a suck. Me watch the Naga so kind. Me watch.
You guys, George.
That's George.
Thank you, Chiefs. And on that note, thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Miigwech.